Welcome.
Issued at the end of the 97th National Executive Committee of our party, the PDP, today. And I'll read. The National Executive Committee of our great party at its 97th meeting extensively deliberated on issues of urgent national importance, as well as the preparation of our party for the 2023 general elections, and resolved as follows. 1. The National Executive Committee of the party unanimously passed a vote of confidence on the National Working Committee, the NWC, led by Senator Dr. Yosha Ayu, for effectively managing the affairs of the party, and restated its confidence in the NWC to lead the PDP to victory in the 2023 general elections. 2. NEC received and accepted the resignation of the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Senator Walid Jubrin, and accepted the nomination of Senator Adolfo Wabara, the Secretary of the BOT, as acting chairman. 3. NEC thanks Senator Jubrin for his loyalty and commitment towards the unity, stability, and success of the party at all times, and urged him not to relent in his service to the party and the nation at large. 4. NEC congratulated the party as well as the Osun State Governor-elect, Senator Ademola Adeleke, for our party's victory in the July 16, 2022 Osun governorship election. 5. NEC commended the NWC, the Board of Trustees, PDP Governors Forum, National Assembly Caucus, zonal and state caucuses, other leaders, critical stakeholders, and all the organs of the party for the successful conduct of the 2022 National Convention, as well as all primaries for the election of our candidates for the 2023 general elections. 6. NEC unanimously ratified the list of candidates of the PDP as submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission by the National Working Committee of our party. 7. NEC congratulated His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and His Excellency Ifeanyi Okowa on their emergence as presidential and vice presidential candidates of the PDP for the 2023 presidential election, respectively. 8. NEC also congratulated all the governorship, senatorial, House of Representatives, and State House of Assembly candidates of the PDP for their emergence as flag bearers of our party at various levels. 9. NEC commended all leaders, members, critical stakeholders, and supporters of our party across the country for their continued steadfastness in the PDP's mission to rescue, rebuild, and redirect our nation from the nightmarish misrule of the failed APC. Now, state of the nation. And that's number 10, communique of the NEC. NEC strongly decried the worsening state of the nation's economy with attendant excruciating hardship occasioned by the corruption, insensitivity, incompetence, and harsh economic policies of the inhumane and vicious APC. 11. NEC also is appalled by the worsening insecurity in the country, occasioned by the obvious complicity of the APC administration, which continues to condone and enable acts of terrorism in various parts of the country. 12. NEC lamented the failure of the APC government to address the industrial action by the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities. NEC lamented that the APC is relishing the agony, the pains and suffering of parents and students of Nigerian public universities due to the prolonged strike action. 13. NEC condemned the constant display of arrogance by the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, in handling the issues of ASU strike, and called for a more constructive engagement by stakeholders to resolve the matter. NEC also condemned in the strongest terms the appointment by President Muhammadu Buhari, and this is very important. NEC also condemned in the strongest terms the appointment by President Muhammadu Buhari of card-carrying members of the APC as INEC resident electoral commissioners. This unpatriotic act is a brazen plot by the APC to manipulate and rig the 2023 general elections against the will of Nigerians. The PDP demands that President Muhammadu Buhari immediately withdraws the APC members nominated as resident electoral commissioners, failure of which has the capacity to trigger serious political crisis that can threaten the 2023 general elections and derail our democratic process. Then the PDP campaign structure. NEC approved the unified campaign structure across the country for the PDP for the 2023 general elections, which will focus more on the grassroots. NEC approved the proposed structure and organogram of National Campaign Council as well as the National Campaign Management Council for the 2023 general elections. NEC also approved the structure for campaign councils at the states, local government, ward, and unit levels. NEC unanimously empowered the NWC to modify and adjust the structure of the campaign councils as and when the need arises. NEC received and approved the proposed structure for zonal reconciliation committees to be set up to ensure that our party present a common front ahead of the 2023 general elections. NEC also received and approved the composition of the Manifesto Review Committee to review the manifesto of the PDP ahead of 2023 general elections. And finally, NEC charged Nigerians to remain united in rallying towards the success of the PDP at the 2023 general elections and commence the onerous task of rescuing and rebuilding our nation. Thank you very, very much for listening.
Thank you, gentlemen. President Short.
Go ahead. And has given the power to the NWC, another stakeholder, and of course the president candidate and his campaign, to populate that. Of course, it will go down because we said to you, it goes even to the units. So we can't sit down here and tell you who is who, what. However, maybe in the next couple of days, you'll probably be hearing exactly into details of individuals that are in one position and the other. So it's a going process. Of course, the NEC will not tell you who the name is. The NEC can only approve structures, which is what we have done. It's different, and it's now the PDP is actually, and I will put this on record. You recall with the new computerization, digitalization in the world, INEC is gone largely digital. And if you're going to succeed, you must be reflective of that. And that's what we have done. You will recall that INEC commended the PDP as the best digital compliance party in this country. Consistent with that commendation from INEC, this campaign structure is tilted towards that. You'll see more emphasis on communication in terms of digital communication, in terms of computerization, particularly because of the introduction of beavers. What it means is that we have to have people that are comfortable with communication using computer, using phones, and ensuring that those are people that can really participate in the electoral process without any hitch. We know that that is critical to success for our party. And in the campaign structure, a large chunk of that part is dedicated to that structure, in the operation area, particularly in telecommunication department of that. So you will see that as we unfold the structure of that, but more emphasis in that regard because of the changing times and because of digitalization that the electoral processes with the Electoral Act has just introduced.
Yes, please.
Each time you ask me a question, I get excited about it because there's so many angles to it, and that's interesting. That is journalism, and I enjoy that. Number one, and clear. I will recall yesterday we had a conversation, and I said to you what was true, and I'm sure you're sure what I said to you was the truth. I came into this job to say that we'll be confronting the liars with the fire, and that's what we do. And PDP is known for that. There's no idea of, at the NEC hall, at the meeting, that there was any indication that there was any form of disagreement about putting a face. In any event, if you know how the NEC works, that is not the job of the NEC. It's like a board of a director of a company. It's set a framework. Then the management go to do the details. That's what happens there. The NEC is like the board of directors. They send it to the management committee, which is the NWC. And they have said, we give you this mandate to go do that. Do the consultation. Have all the secretaries involved. And that's what we're doing. You mentioned APC. Each time you say that, you're comparing a party with a special purpose vehicle. I mean, they're not comparable. We have structures here, we have organs, we have processes. And you can see in the last 48 hours, that's what we've been doing. We kept you vigil here. Why? Because you are interested in the future of this country. You are interested in what we do as a party, because indeed we're a party. You're not interested in what APC do because it's a special purpose vehicle. And it's dying, you know that. They're dying by installment. And you know that. So that's why you're not interested there. Each time we have this engagement with PDP, and I'm excited, because Nigerians have a right to know what we do. Because we hope and we expect that Nigerians will participate with us, partner with us to continue to rescue this country and start the rebuilding process. So we welcome this question, but nothing like such happened. What the NEC approved is a structure of the campaign, and then the NWC, and there I mentioned that, they actually said, even the structure we have approved for you, if and the implementation you find that it is not working as it should, you are at liberty to alter it. It's there. And when I give you the details of that, you probably see these details. I guess maybe you haven't had the hard copy or the electronic copy, that's why. But you will have seen that even in the approval, NEC says, if you find that this structure we have approved for you is not working when you get to the practice, then you can change it. Because we don't need you to come back again to write or to seek for approval. So that's why. So what we imagine happened at the NEC hall at the meeting did not happen. Ambual has resigned. As I speak to you, I have no information that he has resigned, and if he has resigned, I will be in the best position to know. So right now, there are procedures for resignation. When they said the BOT chairman resigned, it was communicated and said in this communique. So if he had resigned, of course it would be part of there. So those are speculation. Wait until he resigns, then we'll let you know.
And sir, there is this report.
I don't know your categorization about fake news or no fake news. It is not true as at this time. Okay? Clear.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.